Hey guys, so today's Gunner's last day in training. We wanted to put together a video for you guys so you can take a look at what he's learned and watch kind of how we handle him in different situations. The way that Gunner's learned a lot of things here at Canine Co-Pilots is when you ask him the first time, it's free. You ask him one time, if he does it, he's a good dog. If you have to ask him a second time, then it comes with a correction. And that's really important because he needs that consistency to stay consistent in his training. So everything he's learned goes that way. Okay. Gunner, sit. Go ahead. Gunner, down. He didn't down. Down. A quick pop on the collar. Tell him again. What that's going to teach him is that I'm only going to ask you once. I'm only asking you once for it to be free. If I have to ask you again, it's going to hurt or it's going to be a correction. Okay. Okay, let's him up. Come on, buddy. Gunner, down. See, and that time he did it the first time. Good boy. Stay. I'm real solid about my commands. I don't ask him a question. I'm not hyper. I just stay real neutral to him. Just point blank. This is what I want. This is what you're going to do for me, period. Gunner, come. Good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy. There you go. Sit. Good boy. Gunner, heel. Come on, buddy. So heeling means he's got to sit my left side. And he's got to sit when I stop. Good boy. Gunner, go place. Come on, buddy. Go place. Come on. Come on. Place. Good boy. Okay. Okay, let's him off. Gunner, go place. The place command is your best friend. Place means go to your spot and stay there. I will send you home with one of these beds. As you saw in the video, I probably wouldn't leave it in his kennel with him. It means go to your place, lay down and stay there. If he wants to sit up, fine. If he wants to stand up, fine. I don't really care as long as he stays on his spot, period. Good boy. And the only thing that lets this dog off his place is okay. Gunner, okay. Good boy, buddy. Good boy, good boy. That's a good boy. Good boy. Another really important thing is if you have to put a correction on him, so if you ask him to do something, Gunner, sit. Good. And if you have to put a correction, tell him when he's right. So I told him to sit. He sat right down. I told him he was a good boy. Good. Okay. Come on, buddy. Gunner. Down. Good. Stay. I give him a real sharp stay command. Good boy. Now, another important thing here is you don't want to always release him from the stay to a come. You don't always want to call him off of it. Periodically, I want you guys to go back to him and just tell him he's a good boy for staying. Okay. Good boy, buddy. His leash manners are really good. He should stay right next to me with this loose leash. I'm not holding him there. I'm not forcing him there. I'm just walking and he's walking with me. If you guys go on a walk and he wants to sniff something, just keep walking. Don't let him guide it. You've got to be his pilot. You've got to be his leader. You've got to tell him what you need. And he doesn't get to decide when we stop and when we sniff and when we do things. You decide that. When we stop, sit. Ask him to sit. A lot of times he'll sit on his own. Good boy. He'll also do it off leash. Gunner, heel. Come on, buddy. Drop his leash. Go heel. Come on, Gunner. Good boy. Sit. Good boy. He's really compliant that way. Stay. His recall is really good. When I call him, I make that really fun for him. I want that to be really valuable. Gunner, come! Come on, buddy! Yeah, that's a good boy, super dude! Good boy, good boy, good boy. Really important with every dog, every time you come them, it's followed by praise. Even if you called them 100 times. Come means come and then party, period. Gunner, come! Yeah, that's a good boy, that's a good boy, super buddy. There you go. Good. Good job. Okay. Good. When you guys have friends come over, or guests, or someone comes to the door, I would send him to his place. I'd send him to a spot, people can come in, everything can get quiet, then let him off of his place. Good boy, buddy, come on. Good, place. Nice. So say the UPS man comes, the doorbell rings, you say place, he goes there, he stays there, everything's great. Good. And when you get home, a lot of people ask me how they teach the dog where the play spot is at home. Honestly, you'll put your new bed together, you take him to it, you point him to it, kind of make him go up on it, say place, he's good to go. He should know what that is after that. Okay. Good man. If he gets the zoomies, he gets crazy, if he's doing stuff you don't want him to, he's chewing on stuff, he's driving you crazy, put him on his place. He can still be out of his crate, he can still be near you, but not getting into trouble. Good boy. Gunner, down. Wait. Okay, come. Down. Down. Good boy. So he should have dropped right away, but that's all right. This is just to show you that like down means down regardless of where you're at, and I don't need the leash to tell him that. Okay, Gunner, come. Down. Down. So right there shows you, if he's trying and he's just taking a long time, you can give him a verbal reminder. You can go, hey, or down, and remind him like, hey, I asked you to do something, come on. Okay, buddy, good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy. That's his super buddy. Good job. Heel. Come on, man. Good boy. Good boy. Down. Okay, come on, buddy. Good boy. Good boy. I am going to send you guys home with a little prong collar. It looks like this. If you want to get a close-up of the collar. Good boy, buddy. It is a training collar with the teeth on it. It does not hurt them. It just gives you a little bit of an edge when you're asking them to do stuff. It's really easy to put on and off. You unclip it here, it opens up. You slide it over his ears. And off it goes. Good boy. Put it back on. There's the collar there. Ta-da! Come here, buddy. Sit.
Let me see that collar again.
Ta-da! With his hair. And it clips right here. Clips there. Opens up here. Let's get a little bigger. Hey, come here, bud. Sit. I'm gonna sit. He doesn't mind getting it on. Put it over his head. Stuff his ears through. Hook it back together. And you're good to go. I would use that if you guys are going out in public or if you're going for a walk, but in the house you can just put, you can just use his regular collar. He doesn't need to wear that all the time. I would not put him in a crate with it. That's just for training purposes when you have your hands on him. When you take him home, I would like you to leave a leash like this or anything hooked to his regular flat collar while he's out of his crate at all times for at least two weeks to a month. What this does is it gives you a handlebar to back up your commands. So if you tell him to sit or down or come or stay and he doesn't, I want you to have something to grab onto to make a correction so he understands that you also mean business. And by correction, okay, by correction, I mean this. Every time you ask him for a command, Gunner, down, down. If he doesn't down right away, it's a quick pop and down. That's very important. He needs that consistency if you want him to be super obedient like he is now. That's a good boy. He's pretty solid on most things. You won't have to do a lot of correcting, but that's just to make sure that it sticks. Good boy. Another quick mention, if he's doing something you don't want him to do, say he gets on the counter or he jumps up on someone, that's just a sit or down. That's not, there's no other commands, no jumping, no bite. It's just no and down. Down is your turn off button. He's really good at down. That's a good boy. Okay, buddy, good boy. So hopefully that answered a bunch of your questions. If you have any other questions, you know where to find me, and I hope you enjoy your dog.